I do not like going live on Instagram because these little ass fucking baby fucking kids like to talk shit, and I be wanting to tell them kids to fucking bitch, kill your mama, kill your daddy. Your mama should have swallowed you, and your daddy just shouldn't fuck. Period. But they kids. I hate you.
Now, the other person shot and killed Friday night, as we just said, was a reality TV star from Norfolk. That was Deshayla Harris. Now, police believe that she was an innocent bystander who was hit by a stray bullet.
You good, Shay? Shay, you good, baby? Silence. Then the scream. Deshayla Harris had been shot in the back of the head. She died on the pavement of a Virginia Beach parking lot, surrounded by her friends with police officers standing less than a block away. No warning, no commands, no safety zone, just gunfire. And then nothing. But here's the part that'll keep you up at night. Nobody knows who pulled the trigger. Not the family, not the public, and maybe, just maybe, not even the police, because nearly 4 years later, the city still won't release the ballistics report. They won't hand over the body camera footage. And when Deshayla's mother filed a $50 million lawsuit, the city fought back harder than they ever fought to solve her murder. So let me ask you something. If your daughter, your sister, your best friend was killed in front of cops who did nothing to protect them, and then those same cops refused to tell you who did it, what would you think? Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you're going to know exactly why the Harris family believes the person who killed Deshayla might have been wearing a badge. March 26, 2021, Virginia Beach oceanfront. It should have been a celebration. Deshayla Harris, known to everyone as Shay, was out with her girls that night. She was 28 years old, full of life, and ready to start a new chapter. If you watch reality TV back in 2017, you might remember her from Bad Girls Club season 17.
Deshayla appeared on the 17th season and final season of Bad Girls Club back in 2017, where she was dubbed the Firecracker Fashionista.
She called herself the Firecracker Fashionista, bold, unapologetic, the kind of person who walked into a room and made it hers. That's who she was. And on this particular night, she was just trying to have a good time. The COVID restrictions had just been lifted. For the first time in over a year, people could go out again. No masks, no limits. And Virginia Beach, it was packed. Way more packed than usual. Crowds spilled out onto Atlantic Avenue. Music thumped from car speakers. The energy was high, but so was the tension. You know that feeling when you're in a crowd and something just feels off? Like the air gets a little too thick? That's what Shay and her friends started to notice. Things were getting rowdy. Arguments breaking out. Police cars flying past them with lights flashing. They looked at each other and made the smart call. Let's get out of here. They started walking toward the parking lot on 19th and Pacific, where one of her friends had left the car. It wasn't far, just a few blocks. And honestly, they probably felt safer seeing all those police cars around. Cops everywhere. Lights everywhere. You'd think that meant protection, right? Wrong. As they got closer to the lot, they saw it. A heavy police presence. Officers standing near their vehicles. Radios crackling. The scene was active. Whatever had happened earlier, it wasn't over yet. But here's the thing. Not a single officer told them to stop. Not one cop waved them away, shouted a warning, or directed them to safety. They just walked past. And then the shots rang out. Instinct kicked in. The girls hit the ground, ducking behind bushes, trash cans, anything they could find. The gunfire was loud. Close. Too close. And then it stopped. For a second, nobody moved. You ever been in a moment where your brain can't catch up to what just happened? That's what this was. Hearts pounding, breath held. One of Shay's friends lifted her head first. You good, Shay? Shay, you good, baby? No response. She turned around, and that's when she saw it. Deshayla Harris lying on the ground. A bullet wound to the back of her head. Blood pooling beneath her. She never even saw it coming. Now here's where this story gets real uncomfortable. Real fast. If you've ever felt safe in a crowd, think again. If you've ever assumed that because cops are nearby, you're protected, think again. Because Deshayla and her friends did everything right. They left when things got heated. They walked toward the police. They trusted the system, and the system failed them. This story, it might be the wake-up call that saves your life one day, or someone you love. Because the lessons buried in what happened that night go way beyond one city, one beach, one tragedy. Hit the subscribe button, Because the next video could be about your city, your neighborhood, a night out that goes wrong. Don't let this be you. But here's what nobody tells you about that night. The police were already there. Right there, officers on scene, radios active, guns drawn, and they did nothing to stop what happened next. So the question you need to be asking yourself right now is this. If the cops were standing right there, why didn't they protect her? And more importantly, who fired the shot that killed Deshayla Harris? And why won't the city tell her family? Because that answer, the city of Virginia Beach doesn't want you to know. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. But here's where it gets really interesting. The crime scene wasn't a hidden alley. It wasn't some dark corner where no one was watching. Deshayla was shot right near a heavy police presence. And that, the presence without the protection, is the central, fatal problem. Deshayla was her sister Takira's first best friend. They talked about everything. They were living life like anyone else in their late 20s. They decided to leave the Virginia Beach oceanfront once things got rowdy, which sounds like a perfectly normal, sensible decision. They saw police cars speed past and knew it was time to cash out the night. They walked toward the municipal lot at 19th and Pacific to retrieve a friend's car. They noticed the officers nearby. You'd think, okay, we're safe now. Foreshadowing retention trigger. But the lawsuit reveals the critical failure moment, the glaring flaw that allowed the chaos to win. The officers who were physically present at the lot, the ones who saw the crowds and the danger, gave no safety commands to Deshayla and her friends. No one yelled to take cover. No one directed them away from the danger zone. They were left standing, exposed, mere feet from authority. Tell me honestly, have you ever just felt that something was off with a situation, but dismissed it because someone official, someone in charge was standing right there? You think, if it were dangerous, they'd tell me. You rely on that authority. As they walked back to the vehicle, gunfire erupted. They did the only thing instinct told them. Duck behind bushes for cover. The firing stopped abruptly. The air went silent. A friend asked the question that now echoes through court documents. You good, Shay? Shay, you good, baby? The answer was the silence. It's hard to watch the victim make these choices when we know what's coming. But if you value being prepared, if you think having the knowledge to spot true deception and institutional failure could be vital one day, do yourself a favor. Subscribe to True Crime Footprint now. Don't wait until the warning signs or the lack of safety directives are already gone. The silence was the only confirmation they got. Deshayla was found shot in the back of the head while she was ducking for cover. This detail transforms her death from simple random chance to a potential case of government liability. The officer's lack of action is the evidence. If police officers were physically present but failed to issue a single safety command to innocent people, does that move this from tragic coincidence to gross negligence? Could you ever trust a system that fails to direct you to safety while danger is actively unfolding? Most people stop here, thinking one tragedy is enough. But what happens next is insane. Justice in Virginia Beach that night wasn't blind. It was entirely based on economic leverage. The shooting that killed Deshayla Harris at 19th Street is unsolved. Then just one block away at 20th Street, VBPD officer Solomon Simmons shot and killed Donovan Lynch. These two deaths, separated by a single block, tell two completely different stories about accountability. In the Lynch case, the officer failed to activate his body camera. No objective visual evidence. In the Harris case, the city is actively withholding the key forensic materials. Two different ways to keep the public from getting the truth. The immediate public response to the Lynch OIS was massive. Why? Donovan Lynch was the cousin of musician and Virginia Beach native Pharrell Williams. That level of celebrity changes the calculation entirely.
The family of a young woman killed is still pushing for answers and justice. Innocent bystander Deshayla Harris was caught in the crossfire and hit by a stray bullet. Today we learned her family filed a $50 million wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Virginia Beach. Angelique Arentalk is live in studio with us now after speaking with Deshayla's mother and her attorneys. Angelique?
Nicole, attorney Justin Fairfax says this federal lawsuit is a step to further the fight for justice. To this day, no one has been arrested in Deshayla Harris's death.
So that's even worse, to be a mother and don't have the answers to fix your family.
For the mother of Deshayla Harris, the pain is still fresh.
I live this day every day. Every single day I live March the 26th.
Nearly 2 years later, attorneys for the Harris family are suing the city of Virginia Beach and a still unknown gunman. They're seeking $50 million and $350,000 for punitive damages.
It's wrong. No family should ever have to go through this.
On that fateful night in 2021, chaos broke out at the oceanfront where Harris had been hanging out with friends. On their way out after believing the area to be unsafe, the lawsuit makes claims against police officers. It details, quote, failure to create a safety zone for innocent civilians and failure to give instructions and direct innocent bystanders to safety. While on 19th Street, a single stray bullet struck the 28-year-old in the head.
I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy.
The wrongful death lawsuit alleges the shooter could be a VBPD officer, but Beach police have denied the claim time and again. Friday night, a city spokesperson tells us police continue to work tirelessly to bring Deshayla Harris's killer to justice. A statement reiterates, quote, no evidence that a Virginia Beach police officer or service weapon was involved in her death.
A part of the issue here is that we don't have all of the facts because so much has been withheld from this family. For 2 years, they have not been given answers.
Fairfax says city officials have repeatedly denied access to a ballistics report, something he believes could have crucial information in this cold case.
I know my daughter wouldn't want me to give up.
The family of Donovan Lynch also filed a wrongful death lawsuit. He was the 25-year-old shot and killed by a Beach police officer on that chaotic night. Late last year, the city of Virginia Beach and the Lynch family reached a $3 million settlement, but not long after, Lynch's father withdrew his approval of it. Mediation is playing out in federal court now.
Williams publicly demanded a federal investigation. He pulled his highly profitable music festival, a $24 million economic engine, out of Virginia Beach. That level of economic leverage forced a form of closure. The Lynch family received a $3 million settlement. Deshayla's case? Unsolved. Her mother is left fighting a stonewalling city. This story, this sheer level of institutional stonewalling, needs to be seen. If you believe there must be accountability for people who weaponize opacity and cover up the truth, hit the like button right now. Send this to someone you care about. Sometimes a warning about systemic failure is the greatest gift you can give. Look, if you're still watching, you clearly need to know how this ends. You're invested in accountability. But maybe you're still not hitting that subscribe button. Fine. Tell me why. Go to the comments and explain your reasoning. What are we missing? What would make this channel indispensable to you? I'm genuinely curious about your honest, unfiltered feedback. The criminal investigation into Deshayla stalls because the city refuses to release the ballistics report and body camera footage. This deliberate concealment is the one piece of missing evidence fueling the family's theory. The city keeps saying there's no evidence of police involvement, but they are simultaneously hiding the only forensic data that could prove it.
Deshayla Harris's mom says she feels lost and empty.
My life has been terrible since March 26th. I would never be the same. No one cares, no one's saying anything. When they say Deshayla's name is hush, shh, no one says anything. Like you forgetting about her.
Harris's mom wants the FBI to investigate and plans on filing federal paperwork to make that happen. Right now, the investigation is in the hands of the Virginia Beach Police Department. Alicia Harris says she also asked investigators to give her all of the video they have from the night her daughter died.
We want all of it, whether it was right, wrong, up, down, however. We just need everything. Everything there is to know that happened that night. The officers, the fire department, the ambulance, we need everything. Every single evidence that we can get. We need all of it.
And this mom says she won't stop until she gets justice for her daughter.
I know it was a mistake. I know it was a mistake. But I can't live this way knowing that no one is being accounted for it.
When a city denies an allegation but actively suppresses the only forensic evidence that could prove its denial, what are they truly protecting? Their officers or their municipal treasury? And does the withholding of that data practically confirm the family's greatest fear? This next part might sound like legal maneuvering, but it's the only way a grieving mother can fight an entire city. They connect the dots between the missing ballistics and the civil action. And the Harris family's claim is the most explosive accusation in Virginia Beach history. Deshayla's mother, Deshayla Harris, and her attorney, former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, file a $50 million lawsuit against the city and the still unidentified shooter. This isn't just about the police not keeping control of the crowds. The suit is strategically framed to pierce the city's defenses. It alleges gross negligence, sure, but it goes further. It claims excessive force, assault, and battery. Why? Because the heart of the legal action is this direct confrontation. The family asserts that some evidence reasonably points to the shooter potentially being a VBPD officer. Think about that. The family is formally accusing the city of murder, or at least of facilitating the murder, and then actively hiding the evidence.
Now to breaking news on a deadly night at the Virginia Beach oceanfront nearly 2 years ago. The mother of Deshayla Harris has hired former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax as her attorney in a quest for answers in her daughter's death. 28-year-old Harris was shot and killed March of 2021. On the same night, Donovan Lynch was killed by a police officer. Her killer was never found. Fairfax tells 13 News Now, "We want to get justice for Deshayla. There is still a tremendous number of unanswered questions. That family deserves peace and closure." He adds they are keeping their legal options open, including potentially filing a wrongful death lawsuit. The statute of limitations to do that is 2 years. Fairfax was also the Lynch family attorney when reaching a $3 million settlement with the city of Virginia Beach.
My life has been terrible since March 26th. I would never be the same. No one cares. No one's saying anything. When they say Deshayla's name is hush, shh, no one says anything. Like you forgetting about her. We want all of it, whether it was right, wrong, up, down, however. We just need everything. Everything there is to know that happened that night. The officers, the fire department, the ambulance, we need everything. Every single evidence that we can get. We need all of it.
And this mom says she won't stop until she gets justice for her daughter.
My life is totally in chaos. I don't sleep. I forget to eat.
Deshayla's mother, Elishaba Harris, says the last few months have been unbearable.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
But now the ATF is offering $10,000 in the hopes someone will come forward with information. Crime Solvers, which usually offers $1,000 for tips, has bumped it up to $5,000 at the request of the Virginia Beach Police Department.
Someone knows. It's just, they're just not speaking up.
On Friday, a spokesperson for the police department says at this time they don't have anything to go on as to who is responsible for killing Deshayla. And Jafari Jones, a spokesperson for the family, says that is unacceptable.
For people to be flying here from all over the world and to have no answers, that's to say that if you come here from anywhere across the world, something happened to you and they will have no answers for 5 months and some change.
How do you have nothing?
Harris says it shouldn't take money to get information on who killed her daughter, but she is hopeful the reward will push someone to come forward.
Please help me out. Please speak up. Just think about if it hit your front door, if it was your family member.
The city quickly issues a public denial, stating there's no evidence that a Virginia Beach police officer was involved. But the city is fighting to dismiss the lawsuit. Their primary shield is a legal doctrine called sovereign immunity. It basically means that a local government is protected from liability stemming from their police officer's negligence. The family knows that if the court accepts the claim of an officer's direct involvement, assault and battery, that immunity might fail. We've seen the depths of institutional stonewalling. If you believe everyone deserves to know the truth, if you believe in standing for justice and against this kind of calculated use of legal immunity, go to the comments and type truth right now. Don't let their procedural resistance be the final word. Don't let the legal system become a hiding place. The city's pressure seemed to pay off. A federal judge delivered a critical procedural ruling. The $50 million lawsuit must be moved from federal court back to state court. This move is highly favorable to the city because state courts often provide stronger protections for municipalities. The Harris family's fight just got exponentially harder. Watching the city use a legal shield to protect itself, do you feel anger or a deep, cold resignation about how the American justice system truly works? Was justice truly served by moving this case to a venue where the municipality has stronger protection? The courtroom battle for Deshayla Harris is silent procedural, and agonizing. This final result isn't about the $50 million. It's about defining what accountability means when a city creates the very conditions for chaos. Today, the case remains unsolved. The homicide investigation is a cold case. The civil action against the city of Virginia Beach is ongoing in a state court, still fighting the aggressive legal tactics. The crucial evidence, the ballistics report and body camera footage, is still withheld. That lack of resolution is the emotional hammer in this story. The city has not provided closure. They have not been transparent. They have only offered legal resistance. The core lesson of Deshayla Harris's death is not about random violence. It is that institutional failure creates the conditions for tragedy. The biggest red flag that night was not one person's motive. It was the utter vacuum of police control after those restrictions were lifted. That vacuum allowed the fatal bullet to fly unchecked, and the person responsible, whoever it is, to escape justice under the cover of municipal chaos. The city cannot credibly dismiss allegations of negligence or potential police involvement while simultaneously suppressing the very forensic evidence that could bring the truth to light. The lack of transparency is the real killer here. To Deshayla Harris and her mother, Elisheba, and her sister Takira, we extend our deepest sympathies. May their relentless pursuit of truth be a constant reminder to never dismiss the silent alarms of institutional negligence. The moment the victim realized the truth, it was already too late. You have a chance to not make that same mistake of being uninformed. Don't be a spectator to these crucial life lessons. Learn from them. Subscribe to True Crime Footprint and turn on notifications right now so you never miss the truth that could protect you or the people you love. Do it for the peace of mind you deserve. Thank you for watching until the very end. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you in our next true crime story.